Okay, so we are going to start with lesson 7.4. Okay, we have come so far. We are finishing our presentations here, and the test is getting closer. Okay, so we have here two types. The topic for this lesson is online piracy. What do you think about it? I think I remember that Swelling works with technology, right, Swelling?
Teacher, eu sou uma hacker.
Ah,
Disfarçada,
ok.
no caso.
Você tem até uma identidade secreta, só pode ser uma hacker mesmo, né?
É, porque é um grupo pequeno, então aqui eu só posso contar pra vocês mesmo.
Ah, é verdade. Tudo bem, gente. Segredo isso aqui, hein? Quando for pro YouTube, ninguém conta pra ninguém. Okay. So, I want you to tell me two examples of online piracy. Can you think of one example of online piracy?
Type of. Existe tantos, teacher.
Give me one example. For example, do you know about Pirate Bay, Cat torrents? Anything about that?
I remember a story about the first spam. Um,
The first spam?
é,
Hmm.
o nome era I Love You. Então, toda vez que a pessoa acessava, né, abria, porque, enfim, qual pessoa não vai querer abrir um e-mail e ter escrito I love you? A
Pois
pessoa
é.
entrava e abria uma outra página e chegava vírus pra pessoa. Foi um
Ok.
vírus muito complicado de tirar na época.
É engraçado, eu não sei se hoje em dia nós temos menos vírus ou se os computadores e antivírus foram ficando melhores. Porque antes parece que se o computador pegava um vírus, era o fim. Tinha que formatar o computador, era uma praga. Hoje em dia, não vejo tanta bronca assim. I don't know. Maybe it's a bit
Os
different.
antivírus estão sendo feitos híbridos, no caso. Eles estão tanto para qualquer outro tipo de não ser só vírus, né? Tem outros tipos de ameaças na internet. Então, o antivírus também ele vem com um combo de outras ferramentas para poder proteger o seu computador.
Olha, é por isso que é bom a gente ter um especialista presente. Aí a gente pega os insights, assim, os melhores
Exatamente.
insights. Okay, so Suelen mentioned like spamming, hacking. Sometimes you can have identity theft. Do you know about this? Identity theft? When somebody steals your identity online and they can buy stuff, they can sign contracts, they can do lots of things with your identity that are not very nice. So it's another problem. with piracy. But I think the most common that we usually think is downloads, illegal downloads. That I think it's so common nowadays that it's difficult to think of somebody who never downloaded anything on the internet, right? Can you tell me what do you think, let's see, are the most common reasons for online piracy? Eu sei que a Suelen sabe tudo, mas Brenda e Janara sentam-se à vontade para compartilhar, tá? Please. What do you think are the most common reasons for online piracy?
I think for no pay something.
About money, right? So usually people download things because of money, because it's more practical. In the morning, we were talking because at UFPA before, all the computers use Windows, but it's not the original Windows. It's fake. Not fake, like they call bootleg. Não sei se vocês já viram essa expressão aqui. Oh, meu Deus. Bootlegged. Bootlegged quer dizer que ele é pirateado, contrabandeado. Tá? Essa palavra vem de uma época em que as pessoas contrabandeavam as coisas dentro da bota. Então virou bootlegged, né? Aqui no Brasil a gente tem a Santa do Pau Oco, porque o pessoal contrabandeava as coisas dentro das santinhas, né? E aqui, em inglês eles têm o bootlegged. So, o FPA, all the windows are bootlegged. And it's a federal institution. So, they have money, but people don't. I don't know if they should use Linux, maybe. But it's a big question. Now, do you think it's possible to reduce online piracy? Is it possible to reduce online piracy? Can it be stopped? Let's see here. Let's start with Suelen, the professional. Suelen, do you think it's possible to stop online piracy?
No.
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 But it's possible to reduce?
Yes, but there are so many people can. Como eu trabalho na área, eu tenho alguns sites, eu conheço pessoas que sabem, podem fazer qualquer coisa com qualquer programa, então é muito difícil não parar com que acabe pessoas parem de hackear sites, porque nada é completamente seguro. Nada.
Understand. So in the morning, we were talking, for example, you have Netflix. And if you have some movies on Netflix, people don't download because you have Netflix. And for music, you have Spotify, for example. So you don't need to download the music because you have the subscription to Netflix, Amazon Prime, etc. So what do you think? Brenda? Do you think this kind of service like Netflix, Spotify, it's a good idea to reduce online piracy?
I think not.
No? You don't think it's a good idea?
It's a good idea, but I don't think it's because, for example, Netflix don't have a lot of movies and series. So, muita
Okay.
gente procura por fora, né? Tipo,
Mm-hmm.
não tem uma variedade tão grande, então.
That's true.
Para que nem todo mundo pode pagar todo mês o valor de Netflix ou de Spotify para ficar vendo música, para ficar vendo série, então é um gasto a mais que muita gente não pode arcar.
Okay, so it's a possibility, right? Not a solution.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And you, Jainara, what do you think? Do you think it's possible to reduce online piracy?
I think yes.
Okay, you think so? Do you think, for example, Netflix is a good option to help in this case?
Yes.
All right. Okay, thank you. So let's check here. We are going to read a text, okay, about this. But first, I want you to take a look at these numbers, please. Okay, we have here 6 numbers, and we have to try to say the numbers. How do I say this number here?
95%.
95%. So let's see here, 95%. Very good. Now, how do I say the second one?
Is 71 600.
Okay, 71 something. 71, comma. Well, this comma is a little bit tricky. Look, 71,600 jobs. Because in Portuguese, we say like this, right? Point 10,000. In English, they use the comma. I don't know why, but it's different, a bit different, right? And this one, do you know how do I pronounce this one? It's a fraction. One, what? Any ideas? This one is a little bit difficult. This one is 1/5. Okay, in the fractions, 1/5. Now, number 4, this one. How do I say this one?
$850.
$850. Very good. Now, 5. 1, this one.
$146,000.
Okay, let's see. Opa. 146 million. That's 3 zeros. Essa vírgula confunde a gente, né?
Pois é.
2, 9. Here. 2, 9.
$2.9%.
2.9%. Very good. So in English, you have some difference, right? So when I have 1,000, I use a point. When I use percent in Portuguese, I use the comma. In English, I use the point. So let's take a look here. Use and say point or dot, not comma, in numbers to separate decimal places. So we see here, right, that we use point. Quando a gente usa o e-mail, a gente chama de dot. E aí, quando chega aqui no número, a gente usa o point. Por que essa diferença? Eu não sei. Se vocês souberem, me falem. Alright? In US English, you can or can't omit and between numbers. The and is optional or not? We have here in 4 and 5. So what do you think? Is it optional or not?
Em português we are used to using and, né? For me, it would be obrigatório.
Ok.
Mas em inglês eu não sei se seria obrigatório, acho que não.
Olha, quando eles colocam alguma informação entre parênteses, é porque eles estão dando a ideia de que é opcional, ok? Então, o and, quando você está falando em US English, inglês americano, você pode omitir. Então, eu posso dizer 850 or 850, ok? The two are correct. Now, in fractions, the first or the second number is ordinal. We have here 1/5. So it's the second number. The second number is ordinal. Okay. Now, number 6. Number 4, I'm crazy. After numbers, use 100, 1,000, million, and billion in the singular or plural. What do we use here? Singular or plural?
Singular.
Singular, yes, in the singular. Very good. Now, we are going to read the infographic. Infographic is short for information graphic, a chart with lots of numbers and facts presented visually. And we have another word here, streamed. When you stream a file, you can listen to or watch it, but you can't download it on your computer. Can you give me one example of streaming service?
Streaming.
Sorry?
Tem um que é pirata, que é o Streamio, que pode ver tudo. E tem a Netflix também.
Okay. É,
Opções aí.
a ideia do streaming é, como por exemplo, o YouTube, é que você vê e não precisa fazer o download. Embora que agora você já possa, por exemplo, na Netflix, pode fazer o download. No YouTube, se você tem o YouTube Premium, também pode fazer. Mas o princípio da coisa é que você assiste sem precisar baixar. Ok, very good. So let's see here. We have 6 and we have 3 people. So Jainara reads 1 and 4. Suelen reads 2 and 5. And Brenda reads 3 and 6. Okay? So Jainara, Suelen, Brenda, Jainara, Suelen, Brenda. Okay, let's go.
Okay. 95% of the world's music is still downloaded illegally. Last year, millions, not millions, of albums and singles were downloaded illegally.
Okay, Suelen.
Every year, 71, I forget, 1,006 jobs are lost because of illegal downloads.
Okay, 71,600. Okay, now Brenda, please.
About 1/5 of our global internet bandwidth was used by internet pirates last year.
Okay, Jainara.
An average MP3 player contains something like $850 worth of pirated songs.
Okay, Suelen.
146 million people visit the website hosting pirated content every year.
Okay, so a lot of people. Brenda.
Interestingly, music accounts for only 2.9% of our pirated content.
All right. So any facts you think interesting here that you didn't think about before, maybe? For example, for me, I found interesting that music is only 2.9% of pirated content. I thought it was more. Can you imagine? What do you think it's number 1? What do you think is number 1 of downloaded content? Do you think it's movies? Personally, I think it's software. I think software that must be number 1, I believe. Do you agree or disagree?
Here, disagree.
Disagree?
I think it's yes. I think it's movies. Generally, it's movies. It's movies.
Movies?
These movies too.
Interesting. Yeah, probably. Maybe it's Maybe it's really movies. I don't know why I think it's software. We are here talking about piracy. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Do you like history? Oh, sorry. Anybody likes history? Maybe the history of science? Because I'm about to show you some famous creations about in the history of humanity. So the first one I have here is the ballpoint pen. The ballpoint pen was developed by Laszlo Biro. He's from Hungary.
Biró. Biró.
Eu não sei se pronuncia Biro ou Biro, mas tem um monte de acento no nome dele.
Depende de onde é, deixa eu ver.
Ele é da Hungria. Então
Ah,
provavelmente
Hungria
não é
tá
Biro.
fora.
É. Mas ele estava na Argentina, ele morava na Argentina quando ele desenvolveu isso.
Então
Então,
é chamar de Biro.
Sorry? Yes. So in 1938, he developed the ballpoint pen. Okay, so the pens we have nowadays, they have this little ball at the point, the tip, and the little ball rolls and the ink passes, right? Because before you have to use pens, like put the pen on the ink and write and terrible. So this man invented a pen that doesn't need ink to work, the extra ink. Okay, this one is famous. We study about it in school. The first printing press was designed by Johannes Gutenberg in Germany in 1450. And it was a big revolution for everybody because it makes the production of writing much easier, much faster, much cheaper than before, right? Do you remember this one from school?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, now this one, there is a little bit of controversy. The airplane was invented by
Antônio Drummond.
well, in Brazil. In the USA, they say that the airplane was invented by the Wright brothers. Okay, so there is a little bit of controversy.
It's a liar, teacher.
Santos Dumont fez o famoso voo dele em 1906. Em 1903, os irmãos Wright, eles estavam fazendo o voo deles também. Só que há uma controvérsia porque parece que o avião que eles desenvolveram, ele não saía do chão sozinho. Ele precisava de uma catapulta ou de uma ladeira ou alguma coisa assim. E o do Santos Dumont, ele saiu do chão, voou e desceu sozinho. Mas na época que o Santos Dumont fez o dele, eu acho que o dos irmãos Wright já tinha um pouco mais avançado. Então, como todo mundo estava fazendo no mesmo período, é um pouco difícil de dizer assim, esse inventou 100% do avião, né? Mas nos Estados Unidos, eles consideram... Inclusive, eu fiz pesquisar isso no site da NASA e nem menciona Santos Dumont, só menciona esses fulanos aqui, the Wright Brothers. Okay? Well, in Brazil, we'd say Santos Dumont, but other people, you decide, okay? It's your decision. All right. So in this one, who was the iPad created by? Who was the iPad created by? Oops.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. So the iPad was created by Steve Jobs. Well, created is a bit confusing. But he was a man with many ideas. Okay. Okay, good. So let's pay attention here. For each one of these sentences, we are using the passive voice. Ok? E a voz passiva em inglês, gente, ela é muito parecida com a voz passiva em português. O cachorro mordeu o menino foi mordido pelo cachorro. É o mesmo processo de inverter o sujeito pelo objeto da frase, tá? Então, vocês vão ver aqui como é bem parecido mesmo. Então, aqui nós temos a voz ativa. Laszlo Biro developed the ballpoint pen. So, subject, object. Okay? And then I come to the active voice. The object becomes the subject of the passive voice. And the subject becomes the object of the passive voice. Same idea here. Gutenberg designed the printing press. The printing press was designed by Gutenberg. So, subject, object. Subject, object. The airplane was invented, controversy, by the Wright brothers, and the Wright brothers invented the airplane. Okay? So you can see it's the same idea. Subject, object, verb. Okay, all of these are in the past. Let's see the passive voice in the present. Okay, so in the present, I have here the same idea. They sell millions of copies. Millions of copies are sold. Esse they, ele é desnecessário colocar aqui by them, porque como ele é indeterminado, ele é irrelevante. Então, não preciso colocar quando eu faço a voz passiva. Maniçoba is eaten during cereal. People eat maniçoba during cereal. Mesma coisa aqui, eu tenho people. Quem é people? Tanto faz, então eu não preciso colocar. O sujeito, ele é irrelevante aqui. The stores promote Black Friday every year. Black Friday is promoted by, oops, it was the stores every year. By stores every year, okay? The same idea. Object, object, object. The object becomes the subject, subject, subject. Okay? Now let's take a look here. We have things that are true or false about the passive voice. The actions are more important than who did them. The action, the thing, the situation is more important than the person. Is this true or false? What do you think? Jainara,
It's
what
true.
is true? Yes,
Yes.
it's true. Very good. So we have here, for example, the active voice. Laszlo Biro developed the ballpoint pen. In the passive voice, the ballpoint pen is the beginning of the sentence. It's more important. Ok? Rapidinho, um adendo, né? Se vocês forem pegar artigos científicos, abstracts da área de vocês, enfim, é muito comum a gente ver o uso da voz passiva nos artigos, porque ela é mais impessoal. Ela ressalta a coisa, o resultado, o efeito do que quem fez. Porque quando você faz o artigo, todo mundo sabe que foi você que fez, se você não plagiou. Tá ali, feito. Então, você diz assim, Ah, foi observado, o resultado X foi observado, o fenômeno tal foi analisado. Então, ela deixa mais impessoal e mais formal o texto, ok? Now, let's see. B, is, are, was, and were is always used in passive sentences. Is this true or false?
True.
True. Always used in passive sentences, okay? So I always have to use be. For example, here I have 2 billion songs. Songs is plural, so I have to use were and not was. Lots of movies are also plural. I have to use are here, not is. But always, always I have to use the verb be in passive sentence. And what about the verbs? Are they in the past simple? Let's come back here a little bit. Do you think these verbs here, are they in the past simple?
No,
Yes.
teacher.
No, it's not past simple. It's past participle. Okay, let's remember the past participle. So we have infinitive, simple, and participle. Ok? Na maioria dos casos, os verbos são iguais no passado e no participle. Mas é claro que tem as suas exceções. Por exemplo, aqui o brought, bring, brought. Give, gave, given. So this one is not equal, not the same. Read, read. Okay. So we have just to pay attention to the ones that are different in the participle. Now, we use tararam to specify who did the action. We use what?
By.
By. Very good. We use by to specify who did the action. Excellent. Now, for letter A here, we have to try to complete with these verbs in the passive voice, okay? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 verbs. And you have to try to complete here using the passive voice and the past participle, okay? I'm going to give you a minute to complete. Okay? Can you check? Oh, sorry, Swelling. Ok. Quando você puder assistir, depois você vê a aula gravada. Sorry. Bye, bye. Ok, girls. Agora somos nós. Suelen está tendo problemas com a internet, não vai poder ficar. Let's see here. Jainara, can you tell me number 1? Singers and movie stars. What do you think?
I think it's paid. Não sei se tá conjugado certo.
Okay, let's see.
Paid.
Oh, peraí, onde foi? Okay. Paid, they are paid, ok? O passado de pay é paid e o presente, e o particípio também. Oh, meu Deus, a Maria saiu também. Está todo mundo caindo hoje que nem as mangas nessa ventania que teve. Ok. Brenda, can you tell me number 2? Here, people were recording TV shows and vinyl albums long before home computers.
Read it.
Invented?
I think is created and the internet invented.
Ok, let's see.
Ao contrário.
Ok. Olha, a resposta do livro é essa, invented e create. Mas a verdade é que trocando não faz diferença. O significado. Invented e created aqui dá no mesmo. Ok? Very good. Now, Jainara, number 3. If speeds...
Eu tô na dúvida nessa.
Which one? So we have create, invent, pay. We have reduce and share. The media industry should lobby to reduce download speeds. Ah, Maria está voltando. If speeds, tararam, file sharing will drop too.
Are shared?
Are shared?
Yes.
Let's see. Are reduced in this case. Ok? Isso foi o que tentaram fazer um tempo atrás, com uma legislação que eles queriam que a internet ficasse mais lenta para as pessoas não usarem ela para fazer download de coisas. Mas é uma legislação muito absurda, né? All right. Let's see here. And finally, every time a file, what?
I shared.
Shared. Let's see. E shared, ok? O que vai determinar se o verbo se é is ou are ou were ou was é aqui, o sujeito, se ele é singular ou plural, ok? Tem que prestar atenção nisso na hora de converter aqui. Ok. All right. Here. Hello, Maria. Tá tudo bem aí? Você tá ouvindo a gente?
Tô aqui na internet, tá caindo e tá ruim, tá fraca a conexão.
Ok, tudo bem. So here we are talking about the verbs, okay? Most verbs are regular. Verb plus ed. So we have walked, talked, talk, etc. Ok? Nossa, a professora de inglês esqueceu, né? Tá. Shared, remembered, looked at the irregular verbs. We have our irregular verb list on page 136, but I'm not going to show now. We are going to just talk about this here. There are about 150 common irregular verbs. Around 80 have the same forms for the past simple and past participle. Only about 70 irregular verbs have 3 different forms. So the verbs that have 3 different forms for the past, for example, eat, ate, eaten, drink, drank, drunk. They are the exception. Most verbs, they have the same form for the past and the past participle, okay? Okay. And here, in ed endings, the E is usually silent. So when I say here, called, I don't say called, or played, discovered, appeared, called, played, discovered, appeared, okay? Except for verbs ending in T or D, when I pronounce connected, recorded, okay? Look, listen, discovered, vai direto do R pro D. Aqui não, aqui eu tenho que pronunciar esse id. Recorded, connected. So I have some examples here. Wanted, needed, parted, waited, folded, okay? And the others, some of them can have a T sound or a D sound at the end. For example, here, he popped a balloon. They talked a lot. Here, he bobbed up and down. He begged her to stay. Ok? Então, o que vai determinar qual é o som final é o último som do verbo. Então, o verbo talk, o último som é esse k, né? O verbo beg, o último som é o g. Então, quando eu tiver esses sons aqui em cima, que é o p, s, v, sh, ch e k, esses são os sons, a representação fonética, né? O verbo termina em T. Por exemplo, aqui, kissed a frog. Não é kissed, é kissed. Kissed a frog. Talked a lot, talked a lot. E aqui, quando eu tiver esses sons, incluindo todos os verbos que acabam com vogal, ou som vocálico de alguma forma, eu já vou excluir esse id e vai ser só o som de D. Loved, 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 loved. Raised, raised, raised. Claimed, claimed, claimed. Okay? Can you repeat for me here? Talked.
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 Okay, and here, kissed.
Kissed.
No, not city. Kiss, T. Tudo junto. Vamos.
Kissed.
Kissed. Kissed.
Kissed.
É como se você só estivesse pronunciando isso aqui. Kissed. Okay? Kissed. Okay? Kissed. And now this one here. Loved. Loved.
Loved.
Okay? Loved.
Loved.
And this one. Claimed. Claimed. Claimed.
Claimed.
Claimed.
Claimed.
Claimed. Okay. It's a little bit of practice. With time, we can do it. These are just some examples of verbs that have 3 different forms for the participle. For past and participle. Awake, awoke, awoken, for example. Buy, bought, and bought equal. Choose, chose, chosen. Let me see. Ride, rode, ridden. Shake, shook, shaken. Okay, so you can see many are similar, but some are different. Depois eu vou mandar essa tabelinha lá no grupo, tá? All right. Okay, now in the passive form, we're going to listen here to check. In the passive form, are, was, and were are usually stressed or unstressed. So I say, the ballpoint pen was invented by Laszlo Birol, or the ballpoint pen was invented by Laszlo Birol. Let's listen here.
Audio 7.14. 1.
95% of the world's music is still downloaded illegally. Last year, billions, not millions, of albums and singles were downloaded illegally.
2.
Every year, 71,600 jobs are lost because of illegal downloads.
3.
About 1/5 of all global internet bandwidth was used by internet pirates last year.
Okay, so what do you think? Stressed or unstressed?
Unstressed.
Unstressed. Very good. Unstressed. Okay, now for letter B, we are going to transform some sentences into the passive voice. Okay, so we have here 5 sentences, and we have to put these sentences in the passive voice. Okay, so I want you to try. I'm going to give you a minute to try to put these sentences into the passive voice. Okay, let's go. Okay, can we check now? How can I make the first one? They released Creature from the Black Lagoon on Blu-ray last week. How can I make that into the passive voice?
Creature from the Black Lagoon was released on Blu-ray last week.
Okay, let's see. Very good, Jainara. Creature from the Black Lagoon was released on Blu-ray last week. Excellent. And what about number 2? Number 2 is an expedition captured the creature.
The creature was captured in an expedition.
Okay, let's see. The creature was captured by an expedition. Yes, very good. And number 3. Number 3, people consider this movie a classic at the time.
This movie was considered a classic at the time for the people.
Ok, good. Você não precisa dizer o for the people, porque ele entra naquele questão de ser um sujeito indeterminado. Então você pode deixar sem, tá? E aí, se você colocasse, você teria que usar o by, no caso, não o for, tá bom? Ok, good. Now, number 4.
Two sequels was made.
2 sequels were made. Okay, okay, plural, plural. Just to pay attention to that. And number 5.
3 movies in 3D were produced.
Okay, you can say the 3 movies in 3D were produced, or the 3 movies were produced in 3D. It's okay. Okay, very good. Excellent. Now, let's just try to complete these ones here. We have José de Alencar wrote Senhora, and Celine Dion sings My Heart Will Go On. Opa, My Heart Will Go On com 2 L's. Okay. How can I complete the first one in the passive voice? Tá invertido aqui.
My heart will go on.
My heart will go on.
Was sung By Celine Dion.
Aqui eu cometi um pequeno erro. Esses verbos to be, eles estão trocados. Porque agora que eu percebi. Aqui o verbo está no presente. Então o verbo to be tem que estar no presente. Aqui o verbo está no passado. Então o verbo to be tem que estar no passado. Eu esqueci de mencionar esse detalhe para vocês, tá? Quando eu tenho a voz passiva e a questão é, coloque na voz passiva e me dá a voz ativa, eu tenho que ver como é que está o verbo. O verbo está no passado, então o verbo to be é no passado. O verbo está no presente, o verbo to be é no presente. Se for o contrário, ele te dá a voz passiva e pede para você fazer a ativa. Aí você vai olhar para o verbo to be. O verbo to be está no passado, então na voz ativa ele é passado. Se ele estiver no presente, voz ativa no presente. Então aqui seria My heart will go on is sung by Celine Dion. Ok? Mas você colocou tudo na ordem certa. Foi só um errinho meu mesmo. And the first one. José de Alencar wrote senhora.
Senhora
Senhora
was
was
written
written
by José de Alencar.
by José de Alencar. Very good. All right, so we have, I think we understand now the structure. And finally, we're going to see here letter C. We have to answer these three questions here. Who is considered the best-selling female artist of all time? Mariah Carey, Madonna, or Adele?
For me, is Madonna.
Madonna? Okay. And the first iPods were produced in 2001, 2005, or 2007?
2005.
5?
Yeah.
We're going to check. The Amazing Spider-Man was released in 2012, 2011, 2010.
Two thousand
2010? Okay, so this one is correct, is Madonna. This one is 2001, and this one is 2012. But we have more questions. Okay, history now. The First World War was started by A, the German invasion of Poland, B, the assassination of the Austrian prince, or C, the bombing of Pearl Harbor? A, B, or C?
I think is letter B.
Letter B? Yes, correct. It's because of the assassination of this handsome man, the Prince Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Now, Brazil's independence was declared in 22, 88, or 89? A, B, or C? Sorry? Somebody? A? Yes, it was declared in, September the 7th, 1822, by this ugly man, Dom Pedro I. Now, the biggest box office was achieved by Titanic, Avatar, or Gone with the Wind.
I think it is Avatar.
Avatar, let's see. No, it's Gone with the Wind. É Gone with the Wind. Na verdade, ele é por causa da inflação, não em valores brutos, mas como o dinheiro de antigamente vale mais do que o dinheiro de hoje, ele tem ainda esse recorde. Let's see. Now this one is very difficult. The Avengers was released by Warner Brothers, Marvel, or Paramount? Very difficult.
B, Marvel.
B, Marvel, yes. Okay, final question and the most important question. The best Batman ever was played by George Clooney, Val Kilmer, Ben Affleck, or Christian Bale?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale, are you sure?
Yes.
Yes? Let's see. No, the best Batman is the animated Batman. He was played by Kevin Conroy, who made the voice of the Batman, the animated Batman from the cartoon. I love to watch the cartoon, Batman cartoon, so that's it. Ok? Essa questão era só para zoar mesmo. All right. Okay, everybody. Okay, this one I want you to put on the group, okay? This is for homework. Search on the internet about an invention and its inventor and tell us about it on the group. So you can say, for example, alcohol gel was invented by Maria da Silva. I want you to look for an invention and put on the group, on the WhatsApp group, okay? Now, let me stop sharing here. Okay, very well. Vejamos aqui. Ok. Compartilhar. All right. Now, the question for this lesson is, are you into reality TV? Are you into reality shows? Are you into reality shows? Sorry?
I'm not.
Okay, Jainara is not. And you, Maria? Are you into reality shows?
I'm not.
No? And you, Brenda?
Não.
No? Ih, nobody. Então vamos acabar a lição por aqui. Todo mundo vai para casa. Aliás, já estamos em casa, né? Yeah, this lesson is about reality shows. And there are many types, many different types of reality shows. We have some examples here. This one, Kitchen Nightmares. We don't have exactly here in Brazil, Kitchen Nightmares. There is another name. I forgot.
É Pesadelo na Cozinha.
Alguma coisa assim.
Pesadelo na Cozinha, eu acho que é.
É, Pois é, mas tem uma versão aqui que é um homem, eu não sei se ele é italiano, que teve até um meme que ficou famoso dele, que ele briga com um cidadão lá, porque o
Ele é
cidadão...
francês.
Ah, ele é francês?
É
Ah,
o Jacan.
pois é, ele que faz aqui no Brasil a versão, né?
Aqui
Dessa...
no Brasil é Masterchef.
Não, mas essa daqui é diferente do MasterChef. Essa daqui é uma que eles vão nos restaurantes e eles veem se o restaurante tem condição de melhorar para ter mais sucesso e tal. Eu acho que é uma outra versão. I'm not sure. This one, Dancing with the Stars. We have here in Brazil. Similar. Dança dos Famosos. É um programa do Faustão. Dancing with the Stars. Right? Big Brother. We have in Brazil. Wife Swap. Do you remember this one? Wife Swap. We had in Brazil too. Where you have the wife or the mother of the family goes to a house and the mother of the other family comes to the other house and they spend some time. Remember?
Yes.
Troca de família,
Isso.
né? American Idol, we have different types of this. We had Ídolos, The Voice, Fama. Remember? We have many shows like talent shows for singing. The Amazing Race. Do you know this one? The Amazing Race?
No.
No? This is like a gincana. You have to go and do different types of activities so you can get a prize at the end, okay? Which of these have judges? Judges are the people who decide who wins. For example, Dancing with the Stars. Does Dancing with the Stars have judges?
Yes.
Yes. And Big Brother. Does Big Brother have judges?
Yes.
Yeah, the people is the
Yes.
judge, right? Okay. And Wife Swap. That they have judges, do you remember? Em Troca de Família?
I think I have not.
No, they didn't, right? In American Idol, do you remember? Did they have a reality show?
They have.
Yes.
Yes, okay. You don't like any reality show? Not even MasterChef, Esquadrão da Moda, Bake Off Brasil?
Eu gosto. Eu entendi errado aquela pergunta. Eu
Ah,
tava meio confusa, mas eu gosto de assistir.
Okay, what's your favorite?
I like MasterChef, Big Brother. Esses dois.
Okay. Do you think you would like to go on a reality show one day? Be a part of the reality show?
I'm not.
Okay, Brenda wouldn't like. And you, Maria, would you like to be a part of a reality show one day?
The Voice Kids.
Sorry?
The Voice Kids.
Oh, The Voice. Would you like to participate? Do you sing, Maria?
Não entendi.
Não, eu perguntei qual que você gostaria de participar.
Ah, tá. Dança dos Famosos. Se eu
Ah,
fosse
ok.
famosa, né?
Ah, você é famosa aqui nesse grupo. Só tem 3 pessoas, né? Todas são famosas. A gente tem que fazer, na volta às aulas, a gente faz uma competição de dança e a Maria vai dançar para nós. Ok? And you, Jainara?
Masterchef.
Masterchef, okay. So Maria is going to dance and Jainara is going to cook for us. And I'm going to eat and watch. Okay. So we are going to listen here to two people, okay? They are going to talk about trying to go to a reality show. And you have to say which shows are they talking about, okay? The names of the shows they are talking about. Let's see.
Audio 7.16.
So why did I audition? I don't know. I was out of work, so I had all the time in the world to spend hours and hours camped outside the auditorium. Anyway, the big day arrived, and I got there at around 5:30 a.m. It was such a huge place. Huge. There were, what, 10,000 people standing in line? It was raining torrentially, and they only let us in at 9. Can you believe those guys? Where was I? Oh, well, in the end, they only selected 200 people to audition in front of the show's producers. If your voice was good enough, you would then advance to the next round and finally sing in front of the celebrity judges. Yeah, the bad, cruel guys. I made it to the top 200, but during my audition there was something wrong with the audio and I didn't get to sing in front of the TV judges. Actually, few people get that far, up to 40 usually. This was such a disappointment. I'd always wanted to meet the judges, you know? Guess I'll try again next year. Oh, by the way, my name's Bruce, and I'm from New Jersey.
And that was it. So, as I was saying, I'm writing an autobiography. So I have a blog to test people's reactions and so on. It's quite popular, with about 750 visits a day. Anyway, one day, someone from ABC, or was it NBC, found my blog on the internet and sent me an email asking me if I wanted to be considered for the show. You can imagine my surprise. I was chosen to be on TV. She said they were looking for interesting families. Why me? I thought. I have such a conventional family. Well, my immediate reaction was to say no, of course. Why on earth would I want to go live with someone else? But then I read somewhere that families were paid $20,000 to appear on the show. And, you know, at the time, Mark was unemployed. So I thought it over for a week or so, and surprise, surprise, in the end, I said yes. So I gave the woman a call and left a message. And again, I called her at least 10 times. Guess what? All my calls were ignored. All of them. Anyway, 2 months later, ironically, my husband and I got divorced. By the way, my name's Judy Jackson, and I'm from Dallas.
All right. So there were two callers, right? The man and the woman. The man, what is the show he was talking about? From the shows we saw here. What was the show he was talking about?
American Idol.
American Idol. Okay. And the woman.
I don't know if it's wife swap or
What
Big
swap?
Brother.
Let's see. So the man was American Idol and the woman was wife swap. That's correct. Okay, now we are going to listen one more time. And I know this audio is a little bit long, so you need to pay attention, okay? Because you are going to complete with numbers, okay? So you need to pay attention when they talk about numbers. So you can complete 1 to 6, okay? Let's see one more time here.
Audio 7.16.
So why did I audition? I don't know. I was out of work, so I had all the time in the world to spend hours and hours camped outside the auditorium. Anyway, the big day arrived, and I got there at around 5:30 a.m. It was such a huge place. Huge. There were, what, 10,000 people standing in line? It was raining torrentially, and they only let us in at 9. Can you believe those guys? Where was I? Oh, well, in the end, they only selected 200 people to audition in front of the show's producers. If your voice was good enough, you would then advance to the next round and finally sing in front of the celebrity judges. Yeah, the bad, cruel guys. I made it to the top 200, but during my audition there was something wrong with the audio and I didn't get to sing in front of the TV judges. Actually, few people get that far, up to 40 usually. This was such a disappointment. I'd always wanted to meet the judges, you know? Guess I'll try again next year. Oh, by the way, my name's Bruce, and I'm from New Jersey.
And that was it. So, as I was saying, I'm writing an autobiography. So I have a blog to test people's reactions and so on. It's quite popular, with about 750 visits a day. Anyway, one day, someone from ABC, or was it NBC, found my blog on the internet and sent me an email asking me if I wanted to be considered for the show. You can imagine my surprise. I was chosen to be on TV. She said they were looking for interesting families. Why me? I thought. I have such a conventional family. Well, my immediate reaction was to say no, of course. Why on earth would I want to go live with someone else? But then I read somewhere that families were paid $20,000 to appear on the show. And, you know, at the time, Mark was unemployed. So I thought it over for a week or so, and surprise, surprise, in the end, I said yes. So I gave the woman a call and left a message. And again, I called her at least 10 times. Guess what? All my calls were ignored. All of them. Anyway, 2 months later, ironically, my husband and I got divorced. By the way, My name's Judy Jackson, and I'm from Dallas.
Okay. So, did you get here? There were how many people standing in line?
2,000.
2,000? Let's see, 10,000. A lot of people. They were only allowed inside the building at Did anybody get this one?
9 p.m.
9 a.m. Yes, correct. 9 a.m. Now, number 3. Only tararam, finalists perform in front of the celebrity judges.
Oi. Falando comigo, tá falhando aqui o áudio.
So, number 3. Did anybody get number 3? Only?
I don't know.
Only 40 finalists, sorry. And number 4, about how many people read Judge's blog every day? No? It's
20 million.
It's 750. Now, you are talking about this one. If the woman appeared on the show, she could win how many dollars?
Yes, 20 million.
20,000.
Mm.
$20,000. Okay. And here, Judy tried to get in touch with the producer of the show at least 30 times.
Ten.
10 times. Okay, very good. Now look, in Word of English, there are some tips to improve fluency. In a monologue, you can pause between ideas. So you are talking and you give that a pause, it goes, or use phrases like, yeah, you know, it's like you are stopping to think. Repeat words and phrases from time to time and use words like anyway to help you change the subject. So I'm talking, well, so the passive voice is like this and like that. Okay, anyway, let's go to the next lesson. Okay, so these are strategies that we use to change the subject in a sentence. Okay, now I want you to look at letter F here. We are going to rewrite 1, 2, 3 using such, and 1 to 4 in the passive voice. Okay, so divide here. Here, this side, such. On this side, passive voice. I have 2 examples. For example, the place was so huge. It was such a huge place. Okay. For someone chose me to be on TV, I was chosen to be on TV. Okay, so you have to change here. You have so, and now you have to use such. You have the active voice, you need to use the passive voice. Okay? Okay, let's go. Let's see if you can do it. Number 2, I was so disappointed How can I make this into a sentence using such? Any ideas?
This was such disappointing.
Oh, excellent. This was such a disappointment. Very good. So you had to use aqui o disappointed, né? Ele é um adjetivo e você tem que transformar ele num substantivo para poder fazer o uso do such. Very good, Jenna. Now here, my family is so conventional. How can I make this one?
I have a such conventional family.
Ok, I have such a conventional family. Very good. Então, aqui, para dar certo, eu tenho o adjetivo sozinho, eu tenho que colocar o adjetivo e logo em seguida o substantivo. Very good. Now, here I have 5. They paid families $20,000 to appear on the show. Families. Families what?
Families 20,000 were paid to appear on the show.
Almost. Families were paid $20,000 to appear on the show. Ok? Sujeito,
Ok.
aqui objeto. Aí o verbo principal, paid. Troca de lugar o sujeito, o objeto, esse sujeito aqui ele desaparece porque ele é indeterminado. E o resto é complemento. Ok? Now, number 6. They ignored all my calls.
All my calls were ignored.
Exactly. Very good. All my calls were ignored. Very good. And now we are going to give a try to something a little bit different. Now we are going to be the judges for a singing competition. But first, let's see. We are going to see this man here called Bruce. We heard about him on the audio before. He was the man going to American Idol. He's now trying his luck in another talent show, okay? Now, let's see if you can answer. How confident do you think Bruce looks? Do you think he looks confident? No. Do you think he's a good singer?
No.
No. Which judge do you think will be nicer, the man or the woman?
The woman.
Okay. We are going to listen now and check if we are correct or not.
Audio 7.18.
Oh my God, Simon and Emma, it's such an honor to meet you guys.
What are you going to sing?
Crocodile Rock.
What? Really? That's such an old song.
I've always liked this song. My dad used to play it on the piano and...
Okay. Go ahead.
I remember when Rock was young, me and Susie had so much fun, holding hands and skimming stones, had an old gold Chevy, a place of my own. La, la 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 la.
Thank you, darling. You've just killed my favorite song of all time.
What?
No, seriously. There are not enough words in my vocabulary to say how terrible that was.
I thought it was good, actually.
Listen, Bruce, I have to agree with Emma. I didn't think it was all that great. You're young and good-looking, and you have such a lot of potential, but you're not ready yet.
You'll never be ready. You sounded like Justin Bieber with a bad cold.
Bruce, listen, why don't you take some singing lessons and come back next year when you're ready, okay?
Don't listen to him, Bruce. You'll never, ever have a career in singing.
You really think so?
Yes, I do, darling. Sorry.
Bye. Thanks for the opportunity.
Okay.
What was that about?
What?
You destroyed him.
Really?
Yes. Poor thing. He even sent me a demo video.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh. I thought it was okay, but this performance, it wasn't as good as I expected.
Okay. So, do you think he's a good singer? No. And who was nicer? What was the man or the woman who was nicer?
The man.
The man, the woman was more serious, right? Okay, now we have to listen one more time to complete the comments, okay, that Emma made. So I am just going to put the audio a little bit to the middle so we can listen for letter C, okay? Listen and complete.
I have to agree with Emma.
Okay, great.
Well, Stones had an old gold Chevy, a place of my own. La 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 la.
Thank you, darling. You've just killed my favorite song of all time.
What?
No, seriously. There are not enough words in my vocabulary to say how terrible that was.
I thought it was good, actually.
Listen, Bruce, I have to agree with Emma. I didn't think it was all that great. You're young and good-looking, and you have such a lot of potential, but you're not ready yet.
You'll never be ready. You sounded like Justin Bieber with a bad cold.
Bruce, listen, why don't you take some singing lessons and come back next year when you're ready, okay?
Don't listen to him, Bruce. You'll never, ever have a career in singing.
You really think so?
Yes, I do, darling. Sorry.
Bye. Thanks for the opportunity.
What was that about?
What?
You destroyed him.
Really?
Yes. Poor thing. He even sent me a demo video.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh. I thought it was okay, but this performance, it wasn't as good as I expected.
Okay. So what is number one? You've just what? My favorite song of all time.
Cute.
Killed. My favorite song of all time. Okay. Number two, there are not enough words in my vocabulary to say how
Terrible.
terrible, terrible that was. Number three, you never be
Hide.
Lady.
let's see, ready. You never be ready. Number four, you like Justin Bieber with a bad cold.
Singing.
Singing sounded like Justin Bieber with a bad cold. And five, you never ever have a in singing.
Career.
A career. Very good. Now, we had Simon. Simon was the man. Simon's comments were more tactful. We have to try to match the beginnings. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, the beginnings to the endings. Okay? There are 3 extra endings. Can you match the beginnings to the endings, please? I'm going to give you a minute to do that. All right. What do you think here? Number one, I thought what?
4.
Oops. I thought, no, number one, which one of these here below?
I have to agree.
I have to. Não entendi. No
É
caso,
a frase.
é um desses aqui de cima com um desses aqui de baixo.
Uhum.
Qual é
O
o que
for.
você... O for com qual?
Uhum. Ter fist. O primeiro de baixo.
Ah, okay. I have to agree with Emma. So this is for. Okay. Now, this one, number one. I thought
It was, wow, that great.
it was all that great. I didn't think what?
Was good.
I didn't think it was good. Open, number two. And it wasn't as good
As I expected.
as I expected. Number three. Let's see. Number one is I thought it was okay. Number two, I didn't think it was all that great. Number three, as I expected. And number four, with Emma. Okay. So these are things we can say when we want to give our opinion about something that is not very good. So I thought, it was okay. Not good, not terrible, but wasn't as good as I expected, or other options. Now, for letter E, okay? For letter E, we are going to listen to two people singing, Joey and Lisa, and we have to give our opinion, okay? So we can say, I thought it was okay, it wasn't as good as I expected, I didn't think it was all that great, it was better than I expected. Okay, so now we are going to listen and you have to give me your opinion and decide if they should move on to the next other round of the show. Okay, let's hear.
Audio 7.20. 1.
Okay, John. So, what are you going to sing tonight?
It's Joe.
What are you going to sing tonight, Joe?
Daniel.
Elton John's Daniel?
Uh-huh.
Okay, go ahead.
Daniel is traveling tonight on a plane. I can see the red tail lights heading for Spain. Oh, and I can see Daniel waving goodbye. God, it looks like Daniel must be the clouds in my eyes. They say Spain is pretty, though I've never been. Well, Daniel says...
Thank you.
2.
And it's such an honor to meet you. I mean, I've always wanted to.
So, Lisa, what are you going to try to sing?
Your song by Elton John.
Oh dear. Okay, when you're ready.
It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. Don't have much money, but boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live.
Thank you.
All right, so let's go here by parts. Brenda, what's your opinion of Joe?
I thought it was okay.
All right. And Jainara, what's your opinion of Joe?
I think it was good.
Good. All right. And you, Maria, what's your opinion of Joe?
I thought it way okay.
Okay, right. Now, Brenda, what's your opinion about Lisa?
It was better than I expected.
Okay, nice. And Jainara, what did you think about Lisa?
It was better than I expected.
Okay. And you, Maria, what did you think about Lisa?
It was better than I expected.
Okay, good. So Maria wins. Oh, sorry, Lisa. Lisa wins in this story. Excellent. Yeah, Lisa is going to the next round. Okay, so now I have just some fun questions for us to play a little. Okay, from the grammar part. But since we oh no. Just a second. Let me just put here. Today we talked about the passive voice, so I want you to do an exercise here about the passive voice. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we have here 1 to 5, passive to active, active to passive. Okay, passive to active, active to passive. We have to check if it's active or passive and vice versa. For example, number 1, the law prohibits smoking in this area. Is this active or passive?
Active.
Active. 2, people make a lot of things in China these days. Active or passive?
Active.
Active. 3, Django Unchained was written and directed by Quentin Tarantino.
Passive.
Passive. Jennifer Lopez and Angelina Jolie wore these beautiful dresses.
Active.
Active. People downloaded 1 million songs from iTunes in its first week. Active. Okay. So we have 1 passive and 4 actives. Now, I want you to try and rewrite the statements from active to passive, from passive to active. Okay? Let's see. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to do that. Okay, can we check? What do you think? For the first one, the law prohibits smoking in this area. So we have the verb, the object, the subject. How is the sentence in the passive voice?
Smoking in this area is prohibited by law.
Yes, very good. Smoking in this area is prohibited by law. What about number 2? People make a lot of things in China these days. Verb, object.
A lot of things
Uhum.
in China were made in this day.
Almost. Olha, o objeto é a lot of things, tá? In China these days é um complemento. Porque o que é feito? A lot of things. In China é o local que é feito, certo? Lembra quando a gente aprendia lá na escola sobre é verbo direto ou indireto? Eu pergunto o que ou quem, ou eu pergunto de que, de quem, para quê, para quem. Quando eu tenho essas aqui, por exemplo, in China, eu não pergunto para quem, ou nem o que, nem que, nem quem. Eu pergunto onde. In these days, eu pergunto quando. Então, essas aqui são complementos, são prepositional phrases que a gente chama, tá? Então, tá. Aí você colocou correto, né? A lot of things é o sujeito. O verbo make, ele está no presente. Então, o verbo to be vai ficar no presente. Isso é muito importante a gente observar, tá bom? O verbo to be, ele vai seguir o tempo da frase no ativo, na voz ativa. E aí o resto, tudo ok. Made in China these days. Very good. Now, this one, number 3, is the passive voice. Passive to active.
Django Unchained was directed by Kitty.
Ok, então essa é a voz passiva. E como ela fica na voz ativa? Olha, ele está aqui o verbo to be e os verbos no particípio. Esse daqui é o sujeito da passiva, esse daqui é o objeto da passiva, certo? E aí a gente vai trocar eles de lugar. Quem é objeto vira sujeito, quem é sujeito vira objeto, e o verbo que está no particípio, ele vai para o tempo verbal do verbo to be. O verbo to be está no passado, então quer dizer que a frase original estava no passado. Então, como ela vai ficar?
Quentin Tarantino wrote and directed Django
Unchanged. Ok? Então, o verbo to be sai porque ele não vai... ele não entra na voz ativa. Wrote and directed. Por que está no passado? Porque o verbo to be na voz passiva estava no passado. Tá? Vou falar isso até cansar. Wrote and directed Django Unchained. Eu acho que essa daqui eu coloquei errado. Coloquei errado. Eu coloquei a voz passiva 2 vezes na resposta também. Mas o correto é Quentin Tarantino wrote and directed Django Unchained. Aqui na quarta, Jennifer Lopez and Angelina Jolie wore these beautiful dresses. Aqui. Opa, essa minha mira tá ótima. subject, object, verb.
These beautiful dresses were by Jennifer Lopez and Angelina Jolie.
Yes. These beautiful dresses were worn by J-Lo and Angelina. Esse aqui é um daqueles verbos que ele tem as três formas: presente, passado e passado simples e particípio. Aqui, wore é o passado, worn é o particípio e o presente dele é wear. Okay, finally, people downloaded 1 million songs from iTunes in its first week.
One million songs from iTunes were downloaded in its first week.
Okay. 1 million songs were downloaded from iTunes in its first week. Na sua ordem também estaria correto. Só que assim, eu recomendo vocês sempre deixarem aquilo que não é o sujeito no final, porque pode ser que funcione e pode ser que não funcione aqui na frente. Ele pode mudar o significado da frase, tá bom? Então, o que passa aqui do objeto, por exemplo, from iTunes, ele responde a pergunta de onde? In its first week, responde a pergunta quando? Então, não é o que nem quem, né? Downloaded what? O que? 1 million songs. Então, essa aqui seria assim. All right? Okay, people, thank you so much. I'm sorry, today was a little bit crazy because of Zoom going away, coming back, away, back. But we are going to survive, I hope. Thank you so much.
Tudo certo.
Tudo certo, todos vivos. Muito obrigada pela compreensão. E aí, eu espero que vocês tenham um excelente fim de semana. And talk to you next week. Okay? Bye bye.
Bye bye.